Hey guys, so wanted to make a quick video. Um, Currently waiting for sun to come up so I can video the manifold and finish off this video that I'm making, kind of a review on the bully dog system. But I figured, meanwhile, I'm watching some videos and you know, people always talk about, I don't run for less than whatever, $1.50, $2, $3 a mile. The $3 a mile one cracks me up because it's like you're either trying to run really low miles, like really, I'm talking about really low, guys, like 1,200 a week, and that's why you need to make $3 a mile, or you're just over exaggerating, or you have a lot of costs and you need to do something about it. So, for me and Jane, it was always like, what does it matter? If we take home money, we take home money. What does it really matter? What that what our cost per mile is? That's how you base it off of it, is what's your cost per mile? What's it going to cost you to run this truck and for you to be profitable? You know. So I was like, I got time. Let me just see what our cost per mile is and what it really takes for us to make money out here. So I've seen people do it on YouTube, and they kind of just go over their numbers. And I'm gonna do the same thing, except I want to show you guys how to be able to do it on your own and how you can just change things on the fly and get updated numbers instantly. Okay, so I love using Google Sheets. It's free. If you go to Google, go right here, Rubik's Cube, go to Google Apps, Google Sheets. If you want to use Excel, Google Sheets is the exact same thing. So pretty much what I'm showing you here should transfer over to Excel. So go ahead and just click blank, new spreadsheet, and we're going to go ahead and title this cost per mile. Okay, so first you're going to need to know some numbers, or if you're just coming into the industry, you can kind of go off of my numbers or somebody else's numbers, or if you just want to guess numbers, like if you look at Lone Mountain, for example, you're thinking of getting a truck through Lone Mountain, and you see that their truck rents are 2,700. Use those numbers. If you go to see how much it's going to cost you to finance a trailer, use those numbers. In case you don't have your own just yet, and you're just trying to see, well, what is it going to cost me before I jump into this new endeavor? Because if I buy the new truck, buy the new trailer, and then insurance, whatever, what is it going to cost me? So if you have those numbers, use them. If not, kind of guess. I'll kind of give you a roundabout of what some of these numbers can cost you. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off with the main one, and I'm just going to go ahead and make this a little bit bigger because this is going to be names. Truck payment. What's your truck payment going to be? So here in Google Sheets, you just click and start typing. But if you click and start typing again, it overwrites everything. So if you want to, and to undo is Control Z. If you have a Mac, I think it's the bottom left and then Z again. Whatever it is, it's like a little flower. I don't know what it is that they use. If not, you can always just hit these controls, undo and redo. So let's undo. Oh, sorry, redo. Truck payment. If you want to actually fix it, like let's say I misspelled it, truck paymuhu or whatever that is, double click or click and come up here, and now you can go ahead and edit without completely erasing what you just wrote. So we're going to need a truck payment. Ours is 1698-ish. We always just call it 1700. This whole row is just going to be dollars. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go from 20 and up, and I'm going to click this dollar sign right here. That's going to make everything in this row that I type in, no matter what it, well, as long as it's a number, it's going to put a dollar sign in front of it. That way it's just a little bit easier when I go to run the numbers. It's like, it's already on the dollar sign. For me, I need to know what's money and what's miles. Next, if you have a trailer, you're going to need a trailer payment. Me and Jane run for Landstar. We don't pay for trailer payments. All right, insurance. Sorry, insurance. Now this is liability. And we pay $306 on our truck. The newer the truck, the more you're going to pay on this. Because this is going to be liability, and how do I say? Pretty much when you sign up for insurance, they're going to ask you, what do you want to insure the vehicle at? Ours is insured at about 60,000 or 50,000. I can't remember what it is. I think it's 61,000. We're paying 306. This is with Landstar, guys, so please keep this in mind. If you're an owner operator, like true owner op, you got your own insurance, it's probably going to be higher if you're a new endeavor, because even if you have multiple years of experience, it's your first year as a motor carrier, and that's why it's going to be higher. So this 306, it's because we run through Landstar. Landstar has been forever, and they don't tend to have that many accidents, so their rates are pretty low. All right, but now if you had a new truck, like my buddy's he doesn't have a new truck per se, he's got a 16, but his loan is for about 150. He's paying about 900 a month on insurance, and that's just for the tractor, and that's just for liability, and I'm trying to remember what it is. Pretty much if it's a total loss, they'll pay it out. And the reason why I say that is because we're going to go over other insurances here in a second. Another one is going to be IFTA, or highway use tax. For us, we're paying about $50 a month, so it's not that bad. When we ran in Portland, yeah, it was bad, because we fuel in Portland just because of how cheap it is compared to California. We paid $900 a month on some months and $600 on the others. But once we came out of Portland, we only did it during the summer. It was well worth it. So those of you like, don't fuel in Oregon, it's like, well, if I'm saving 80 cents per gallon and I'm filling up every single day, either in Oregon or in California, I'm fueling in Oregon. Next, pre-pass. Definitely with Landstar, they offer it to you. You should take it. It's $12.50 a month. It's barely anything, guys. It's well worth it. If you are independent, definitely get it. You don't want to be getting pulled in. It wastes so much time getting pulled in all the time. Given you might not get the bypass all the time, but at least it's better than nothing. Qualcomm, or I'll just put ELD, electronic logging device. This is airtime. I'm not doing how much the ELD costs because it depends on which one you get, even if you even have to. From what I heard, if you're a small business, I think like 3 trucks and under, you don't even need to have an ELD. You can still do paper logs even after the new mandate. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but airtime. Here at Landstar, airtime is $27.25. So it's not too crazy. Once you buy the ELD, ours was like $900. That's all you're paying, $27.25. Bobtail insurance. Bobtail insurance. So as you can see, we have liability, and then we have bobtail. Bobtail, we're paying roughly $100 a month. Now we have CPP insurance. So CPP stands for Commercial Package Policy. A commercial package policy is an insurance policy that combines coverage for multiple perils such as liability and property risk. So it's just another insurance that you got to pay. This one's kind of high. It's $251. It should be half of that if you're solo. The reason why it's so high is because both they have insurance for me and Jane, so we're paying double. Next, you have your plates. This is also on a yearly basis, but it kind of boils down to about $100 a month for us. Permits is next, and this is also another one that's on a yearly. You can pay here at Landstar. You can pay it off in one shot. And it doesn't usually take you all year to pay it off. Here at Landstar, the way they set it up, it's like you should be able to pay it off in 6 months. But I'll just put it on a monthly of $50 a month. Okay, this is pretty much our cost. You know what? If you highlight everything and you wait for the little hand, you can click and drag and move something down. I'm just going to move it down one more and put fixed costs. These costs, other than IFTA, they don't change. Some might go away, some might go down, some might go higher. For example, insurance, liability. This can go down because as I pay my truck off, I can tell them, hey, I no longer want $60,000 in coverage. I want now $40,000 in coverage. This will go down. If I refinance my truck or I get a newer truck, this might go up. It might go down depending on what kind of truck I get. So, but these are fixed costs. For the most part, they're not changing, okay? So we're going to go ahead. If you want to add all these up, I'll just put 0 for trailer payment. So I can give you guys some examples of what if you don't know what these can cost. If it's brand new, you're looking at about $2,700. Brand new, about $600, maybe even more. Let's just go about $700 to be safe. Insurance at Landstar, it could be $900. If on a high, I mean, you can get super high, like $900, but really $75 maybe is a high average. This doesn't change. ELD, this shouldn't change either. Bobtail insurance should be the same. Should be the same if you're a team. If you're a solo, just put this one in half. Plates should be the same if you're working for Landstar because their plates come out of one state. I believe it's Indiana or Illinois. So this price should be the same. Permits, the same. Unless you do something extra like heavy haul, then I'm not. This is just drive-in, and this is you owning your own trailer, things like that. So we're going to go ahead and hit the $sign. And now if you want to add all of these up, you have a few options. You can either click one, hit the plus. Oh, okay, first you have to hit equals. This allows you to now how do I say, add thing, like make an equation. So like this, and then hit the plus sign by this. You have an equation. Okay, now instead of going one by one, what you can do is hit equals sum. You just do sum parentheses from where to where, and you put the 2 dots. I don't even know what that really is called. So for us it's B3 to B12, and then end parentheses sum. It gives us a sum. So this would be, and I'm just going to move it down one, our total fixed costs. So again, you hit equal, and now you see now it's just wanting to auto do it for me. So I can just click that, and it'll automatically do it. Hit enter. There's our number. but just to show you, equal, sum, parentheses, you can click, 2 dots, and you can click again. Sometimes this doesn't work. You see it just automatically went to error. So sometimes you have to come back in and just type it in. So C12. Whoops. 12. 49.15. So you can see your costs. If you have your brand new truck, brand new trailer, it's going to be up there. I mean, we're talking about 20, just call this 2,600, call that 4,900. We're talking about $2,300 difference. But there's some downs and there's some ups. For one, this one's going to have a lower maintenance. You don't need as much in maintenance. You can possibly get better fuel economy because in your vehicle. This one is going to be higher maintenance and possibly lower fuel economy. So there's advantages and disadvantages to both. It just comes down to what is it that you can afford? What opportunities do you have? For us, this is our second truck now that we've actually financed through the dealer. So for us, it's like we can go ahead and go to the dealer, put 10,000 down on a truck and get a truck. For some, it's like, well, I have 10,000, but the dealer's wanting 15 to 20 on a used truck. Well, you can go to Lone Mountain and just get 2,700 for a brand new truck. Sometimes that's worth it, but it just depends on if they have the truck you want, blah blah blah, things like that. All right, moving on. Now you need to know how many miles you're going to be driving. How many do you expect to drive? So here, you go ahead and put miles. As a solo, a good number is about at Landstar, let's see, probably about 2 to 2,500 a week. So anywhere from 8,000 miles to 10,000 miles. As you can see, I overstretched the $sign, so we can go ahead and just undo the $sign over here. Format as a number. There we go. And we'll put the same amount of miles here. As a team in Landstar, you can either run more efficiently than a solo, in the sense of you can do shorter runs and you can make it, like, let's say you pick up in the morning, deliver at night, and you can pick up at night and deliver in the morning, things like that. Or there's some opportunities here in Landstar that they let you just run miles. Most people say that's not a good idea because you want to work smarter, not harder. Well, sometimes just running more miles just yields more money, because Landstar, for one, isn't really a company that's based for teams. It's based for solos. So if you look at their load board, about 95% of it is solo loads. Yeah, a team can do any of those loads, but it's like, can you change the appointment time? If you can't change the appointment time, are you going to be sitting? Because at that point, it's like you're just wasting money if you can't change the appointment time. Like, let's say it's from New York to LA, Los Angeles, and it gives you an entire week to get there. A team can get there in 3 days, and it's like, well, are they going to change the appointment? You pick up on Monday, do they want you to deliver the next Monday? Can they change the appointment till Thursday? If they can't, then, you're just sitting for 3 days that you're not making money. That load's it's going to have to pay a lot of money for you to be able to pay your bills. Anyways, how we drive is miles. It's low pay, but high miles. So anyways, as a team, we lowball it at 5,000 a week. But we can go even lower and say we only want to, like, if we want to only do 2,500 miles a week, which we could, honestly, because we're our own bosses here at Landstar. We decide when we run, who we run for. Let's just say we did 2,500 a week. And then we can also do, let's see, if we did 6,000 miles a week, 10,000 miles a month, I'm sorry. If we did 6,000 miles a week, that comes out to 24,000 a month. If you want to know what your cost per mile to come up with your fixed costs, okay. So, okay, if I did 8,000 miles, what's my fixed cost going to cost me per mile? Well, you got 8,000 miles here. What you can do is, here we can put cost per mile equals, you would do your total fixed cost divided by the amount of miles that you plan on driving. So as you can see, for us, it costs us for a fixed cost 32 cents per mile. That's not bad. That's actually really good. Now let's see if you had a brand new truck with 8,000 miles. You see, it already kind of knows what I want because I'm doing the exact same thing. So with 8,000 miles, cost per mile, 32 cents, 61 cents. So 32 cents, that's what we're looking at for 8,000 miles. If you want to run a little bit harder and did 10,000 miles, CPM, miles, solo, same thing, equals total fixed cost divided by amount of miles you plan on driving. Same thing here, equals, and one thing you can do, if it gives you this option, you just hit enter, it automatically fills it in. If it looks right, hit enter again, it'll give you the answer. So if we did 10,000 miles, you can see this went down 6 cents, but this one jumped down, way down. I mean, we're talking a 12-cent difference here. So the more miles you do with a newer truck, you're starting to, shorten the gap between a used truck, no trailer payment, lower insurance. Pretty much, let's just say plan A and plan B. Let's just say you're planning on getting a used truck, no trailer, low insurance, and you're planning on getting a new truck, blah, blah, blah. So you're starting to close the gap in between here, you know. Let's just say you were able to do 12,000 miles. You see, we dropped 10 cents here, 20 cents here. So we'll put it back to 10,000. All right. Now as a team, this one is going to be the one that's going to be interesting. Let's see. Cost divided by miles. We're at 11 cents. So compared to a solo, 32 cents. A team, like, this isn't even going balls out. Like, that's kind of just a decent amount of miles, depending on where you work and who you work for. Because if you're, like, this example is Landstar, we can make 24,000 miles in a month pretty easily. And that's just working 6 days out of the week because we observe Sabbath. We can easily make 24,000 miles. Well, not easily, but, you know, if you look at my buddy John, where he works at Transporters of America, he's getting 7,000 to 8,000 miles. But when he worked at FFE, he had the longest mile trip, you know, coast to coast, you know. I'm not going to put him out there like that, but he had coast to coast. And yeah, he's hitting that, and that was what the top mild run had. You know, if you work for other companies, you might not even be able to touch 24,000 miles. So please keep that in mind. Now, let's go ahead and do this. 20 cents. Now we're off by 9 cents compared to almost 30 cents. And you see, so the more miles you run with a new truck, the closer you're going to get to plan A, let's just say. 9 cents compared to 29 cents. That's a big difference. So instead of going down, because we're not going to be able to see the numbers, I'm going to go across. And we're going to go ahead and do it here on E. Okay, so fuel. Now, depending on the vehicle you have, I'm going to give you multiple options. And they're realistic options. Something you got to realize is, depending on the vehicle you get, is gonna matter the fuel efficiency you get. That's something you gotta know right off the bat. W9, flat nose Peterbilt, you're gonna get lower MPG. The reason why is you're a brick going down the road. No matter what, you're just running against the air. You're not aerodynamic at all. And aerodynamics take a big factor into this. The engine that you have, Volvo engines are very efficient. So are Detroit's. Packard's and Cummins. Packard's pretty efficient. Cummins, it's there, you know. But it also depends on the truck that you have. If you have a brand new Volvo or a brand new Freightliner, those are the most aerodynamic trucks in the market right now. You're going to get high MPG. So as I put these MPG numbers, don't look at it and be like, oh, well, that's an impossibility, or it will never be that low, or it'll never be that high. These are real numbers. I've seen them, and some of them, as outrageous as they are, they're there. Okay. So we'll just put here fuel economy. Sorry. And I have not seen anything higher than this. I mean, even 9.5 is pushing. I've seen above 9, but I haven't seen 9.5. And for those of you saying 4, you're doing drive-in. How the hell are you going to hit 4? RT800 hit 4 miles to the gallon. That's how bad that truck was. It was, okay, it's not a flat nose. It's got a slightly curved nose. So we'll give it that. It's not a W9, it's a T800. It's a mid roof, not a high roof. So the air is going right over the truck and slamming into the front of the trailer. We didn't have the whale tail, so we lost that aerodynamic feature, which from what I've been told gives you about an MPG just having that aerodynamic feature. So 4 isn't an impossibility. We actually hit it. Now you need to know, okay, so this MPG, you need to know what your cost per gallon is. Cost per gallon, CPG. So 250 is the cheapest right now. I'm just going to do this at an average of 280. You don't want to change these numbers in the sense of, like, you don't want this one to be $3 a gallon. You know, you want it all to be the same. Because if you stagger it, if you're going to change one, change them all. Okay, you get me? Now we need the miles that you're going to be running. Here's where we're going to have to do a few of these. So equals miles divided by MPG. 2,000 gallons equals miles divided by, miles divided by MPG. And after a while, this is going to get super easy because it's going to start learning what you want. Okay, guys, so we're back. Sorry that took too long. It actually didn't learn what I wanted it to learn. And we're going to change something here. Show you a little trick that you can do. Highlight all of these. Come right up here to decrease decimal places. Get a little too much. And actually, you know what? Yeah, we're going to do that. We just want exact. We don't want decimals because decimals just give us a headache. So that's how many gallons we're going to need. As you can see, as a solo, if you're getting 9.5, 842 is perfect. If you're getting RT800 type of stuff, you're talking almost double. No, more than double the fuel economy. The amount of gallons that you would need. 10,000 to 24. You're talking almost triple between super great to horrible. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and bring the cost per gallon. I'll go ahead and type that out so we don't forget. Cost per gallon. Cost per gallon. 280 is going to be $, sign this decimal over $. Okay, so now what's our fuel cost going to be? So we want to know what we're representing here. So what's our fuel cost going to be? Okay, well, the amount of gallons multiplied by the cost per gallon. That's our cost. for that month. Okay, now we're back. Now, I know this looks like overload, but the reason why I did it like this is so that if you are just starting off, or if you already have your own numbers, like you're like, oh, okay, I already know my truck payment, blah, 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 and I already have all this stuff, but how do I know what my cost per mile is for fuel? Here you go, simple. What's your MPG? Get the number. How many miles are you planning on doing? Get the number. This is how many gallons you're going to need. Put your cost per mile, and then you have your number here. You know. Now, if you're planning on getting a truck and you're like, I might solo, or I might team, or I might just solo, these two numbers are right there for you. I don't know what my MPG is. You can look at your low to high cost of what it could cost you to run this truck that you might get. And the way you do that is, which I'm not going to do for all of these, this you're going to have to do for the one that you want. You'd hit equals, which one are you? We're to 8, so 8 miles to the gallon is $2,800 divided by the amount of miles, 35 cents. That's how much it's costing us to do 8,000 miles. Now it's a matter of how much you want to put into maintenance. You're going to want to put your maintenance into here. Now, what is your actual, I'll go down one, actual cost per mile? Well, that one's easy. It's just a sum of, no, not all that. Sum of this to be 29. 86 cents per mile for plan A example. This one, same thing. Go ahead and do this. There you go, 103. So if you're with the new truck, you're doing 103. You know, that's not bad. 86 cents, you know, that's with maintenance included. Keep that in mind. And this is with really low miles. This is for a solo, so 86 cents. You know, there's another thing you can add here, and that's your monthly cost at home, which we'll do in a second. So I guess we'll say pre-home CPM. So now you can see with the new truck, you're actually you're saving 4 cents over the old truck, and that's with having a trailer, having $1,000 more on truck insurance, having $600 more. Again, this is at Landstar. If you have your own authority, this is going to be different compared to Landstar, because I mean, yeah, especially if you're new in the game. So 62 cents. Now, if you wanted to know your home cost, what we can do is, if I can highlight this, just move this down, and we'll put home CPM. What you want to do is, what's your monthly cost at home? We'll just go with $6,000. Obviously, you can change it however you want. So what I want to do is equals divided by the amount of miles I'm going to be running, which in this case is 8,000. Same here. It equals and divided by the amount of miles. 75 cents. So as you can see, it's costing you a lot to not run that many miles. As a solo, your cost per mile is $1.62. That's how much it's costing you to run that truck 8,000 miles a month, with fuel and paying your bills at home, your truck payment, and your maintenance. I mean, not your truck payment, your fixed costs, fuel, maintenance, and your home bills. It's costing you $1.62. If you had the new truck, $1.78. At 10,000 miles, it's costing you $1.41. For a new truck, $1.50. And when you come over here to 24,000 miles as a team, the thing about that one with the team is the home cost of $6,000. That better be both drivers. You need to know that you got to include both drivers into that. But there's another thing you can do to make this different that you can change here, and I'll show you guys what that is. Okay, let's say now you wanted to find out if I wanted to make this much every month after all my expenses, what's my minimum? This is how when people say, I don't run for anything less than this is how they get that number. They don't have to go through this because they're just like, it's just going to be plan A. It's like all these numbers, okay, however many miles I want to run, they're not going to do 8, 10, and 24. They're just going to do one set of numbers. They already know their MPG, so they're going to do one set of numbers. You don't have to do all this. I'm just showing you different examples and why it's beneficial. Okay, so there's one more thing that you can do, and that is if you want to say, okay, with 8,000, let's just say no matter what, you want to take home, let's say 5,000 a month. Take home CPM. So 5,000 a month. Put in your number divided by the amount of miles. It's costing you 60. In this example, it's costing you that much. And minimum, or you know what? Not really minimum. The reason why I'm going to say average, the reason why I'm going to say this is, first of all, I need to make these dollars. Actual plus your take home cost per mile equals, yep. The reason why I say average is because if you say minimum, if I tell you, oh, your minimum is $1.91 per mile that you need to make in this example, or this example, you need to do a minimum of $2.25. Well, you're going to be looking at loads that are paying $2.25, but what if there's a load that pays $2 a mile going 1,000 miles, and then there's a load that pays $2.50 a mile going 1,000 miles? It averages to what you need, $2.25. So don't just think of this as a minimum. People say, oh, I don't roll my truck for nothing under $2.25. What you really need to think of is I need to average out $2.25, not I won't roll for anything under $2.25. So if you had the new equipment, $2.40, $191, $2,000, $2. And then if you're running this amount of miles, $2.12 to $107. But that's how you figure this stuff out. And I know I did it with multiples, so like plan A and plan B, MPG of 8. And if you're wondering how I'm getting 8 miles to the gallon, it's because I'm using a Bully Dog tuner, which that'll be coming out later on how good it is and how I'm getting that average MPG of 8. But yeah, guys, that's how you get it. It's not that hard, but because I'm giving examples of what somebody can make that's new into driving, that's why it took so long. All right, so hopefully this helps you guys out, and let me know what you guys think. This, even with the speed ups, is going to be over 30 minutes. I hope this helps you guys out and it gives you an idea of how to use Google Sheets, or I forget the other one, Excel, or it gives you an idea of what it's going to cost you to run your truck, and what it's going to be like if you became an owner operator. So leave your comments below, let me know what you guys think, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.